Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you once again to Super Mario RPG Retranslated. Today we are finally going to see the conclusion of this story, and although I do plan to explore some optional content in the future, today we will defeat King Smithy. Now, I need to change my equipment somewhat because I found out that unfortunately, Bowser has kind of fallen off at this point, so he's getting put on the bench in favor of Geno. This may have something to do with the fact that Geno was holding that EXP charm for the longest time, but Geno's attack power has soared much higher than Bowser's, unfortunately, and I don't really need status effects at this point, so Bowser will hold the EXP charm for a while, and I'll give Geno back his Star Cape. Looking good. So let's get going. Also, I did find out that the time signature for this song that is playing right now is in fact 13/8. Highly unusual time signature. It takes a master composer to create a song this good with a time signature like that, which speaks to Yoko Shimomura's skill, I must say. So, we have a couple more mini-bosses before we face Smithy. Some of them are recolors of that manager we fought earlier. I still think calling them the Clanks is really weird. Okay, this guy is the manager. The previous guy was the clerk. Always get your rankings correct. Just imagine. Just imagine. They're very excited about conquering worlds, it seems. Bowser's not having any of it. Oh, is Bowser going to solo this? Nope, the enemy is just going to completely ignore Bowser. I love the tilde at the end. Maybe I should have kept Bowser in here. He could have inflicted fear status on these guys. But since they probably respawn, I'll just focus on the manager himself. It is good to have Geno Wave back. This will surely do a number on him. Oh, look at these guys tossing out wooden hammers. Isn't that weird? I thought he was going to rush somebody, but he went for a bomb. Geno also has a lot of HP. I guess that EXP charm was doing its work. And doing it well. Let's see how you like that. That's pretty good. Oh yeah, we could also try out a couple of Geno's moves later. Maybe if there's a point where it's a good idea to do so. Because Geno's attack animations are actually really good. Maybe I could put these guys to sleep. They're machines. Do they need sleep? Oh, of course. If they have computers in them, then they just go to sleep mode. Okay, it got somebody. It got the manager, but not the minions. This is one lazy manager. But yeah, since he's the one we're attacking, doesn't make a whole lot of sense to put him to sleep. So far, so good. Not much to say about these mini-bosses. Okay. He didn't have a lot of health after all. Thought this was going to take a while. Also, I got the timing on the star gun correct. I'm pretty sure if you get 2 of those defense ups, they don't stack or anything. You're either boosted or you're not. Another one goes down. And I'm actually interested in this next scene, but we have a couple level ups first. More HP. Gonna need some survivability here. Yep, they just completely ignored you, Bowser. I guess you're not that much of a threat anymore. Oh, Mario, Mario, wherefore art thou, Mario? Deny thy father and refuse thy name, and I'll no longer... What? So in the localization, he just puts out a haiku. He's apparently a bit of a poet. Or an actor. I have no idea what is up with the Shakespeare reference. That didn't make a lot of sense. So, another instance of the localization probably making a better choice about what to write. So you can see that each character is getting their last say, basically. I don't really know why. No, don't have Peach cower behind Mario. She's wearing invincible armor. That's awful. Are these enemies different? Oh, they're called Clonks. Maybe they're vulnerable to sleep? I have no idea why they just had Peach cower behind Mario for this one scene of this one enemy. How much has she been fighting through? You can't have her do that. I just... Not with a move like Zip Your Lip in her move list. Alright, let's see what this does. They're all put to sleep. That's much better. We can focus on the director. And I suppose we could do something to maybe take them out all at once, but... You know, magic actually wouldn't wake them up, so... Once we get rid of the big guy... Oh, bomb roll. Oh, okay. I think in the localization that move is called Spritz Bomb, which is weird. I'm going to try out Gino's moves, because maybe people want to see them. I love this move. Blast them with rainbows. Oh, it woke them up, but it got rid of all of them anyways. Maybe they don't respawn. I'm actually not sure. Okay, he's going to power himself up. Twice. Alright, you want to do that? Go ahead. This probably reduces damage. Yeah, nothing to him, really. Oh, yeah, they respawned. But hey, I could just hit them again, right? Also, Gino is standing on nothing. I love this move, too. Turn into a cannon and shoot a miniature sun. Because the sun is a star, remember? That didn't do as much damage, though. Oh, it's probably because he boosted his defenses. But seriously, I love those animations. Okay, down he goes. He actually dropped less money. Or, relatively less money. The singular enemy dropped less money. I actually killed 2 waves of the hammers. So that's probably what that was all about. Do I take HP or do I take magic? I'll take magic. She needs some. Ah, yes, and Malo got his final move. I'll make a note to show it off at some point. I really should. And now she's confident. Alright then, there's a save point. It wasn't that far from the last one, but I'll take it. And now they have a new weapon. Why is the factory chief smaller than all the other guys? The Last Dun? Last Dune? Alright, this enemy is called Gunyolk in the localization, probably because I guess they think the little lava thing inside there is some kind of egg, I don't really know. But this is the real boss of the area, the penultimate boss. So we set up our buffs as usual, and I didn't even see the thing move. Interesting. Probably should have used a syrup or something. No, they gave me a full refill, actually. That's nice of them. Let's see what their vulnerabilities are. I doubt you can put this thing to sleep, but if you can put the factory chief to sleep, that'll help. And it looks like I put the machine to sleep. Well, that's actually really good. See, like I've been saying this entire time, status effects, don't underestimate them. Because the Last Dune, or whatever you call it, has a pretty mean attack. I guess we'll get rid of the chief first. Oh, he uses poison. Not really gonna do a lot of damage with that. Especially since I just heal it off. No, that's not gonna work. Just defend for now. And that gets rid of him. Now for the gun. What should I open with here? It's not vulnerable to Geno Cutter. Don't try it. I guess I just have to hit it with regular attacks. So it's awake now. Ah yes, remember the Virtue Breaker? It doesn't do a lot of damage to us now. We've certainly come a long way. That normally would have been a death sentence for everybody, but now it's just a regular old move. I don't know why I was scared enough to put it to sleep. This isn't going to do anything. 0 damage? Yep, 0 damage. Because it's an elemental move. Ooh, let's try this. Nope. The dive shell, excuse me, is still reducing her magic damage by quite a lot. I'm contemplating just not equipping the thing. But then you have moves like this. So maybe I should keep it on. It didn't even hit Geno. This probably does 0 damage too because of the safety ring. Well, it has to hit first. And down it goes. That means only King Smithy remains. No item drop? I don't need one. And it certainly looks like the weapons are coming from there. I hope you're not planning on, like, going out in a manly fashion, Geno, because that would actually be pretty sad. Right, only the final boss is left. I think I've done everything that I can possibly do to prepare. So here we go. You just hit this button, and for whatever reason, the claw just decides to carry you to King Smithy. I don't really know why. Wasn't the giant gun sitting on it? Also, that little claw thing right next to the button looks pretty mean. Kind of wish that was something you could fight. So Mario jumps off of it. And say hello to the most evil robot Santa Claus you can imagine. Seriously, he is producing toys out of this factory in a sense. But if he's the one making all of the weapons himself, like, that's dedication. You gotta hand it to the guy. He's not a royal who sits around doing absolutely nothing. Also, you can see the star beneath his beard. It's actually hanging off of a necklace, which you can see better in the remake. Now, Smithy and all of his weapons aren't exactly the most nuanced villains of the century, but they accomplish what they set out to accomplish. And actually, as we go through the fight with him, you're probably going to be asking a lot of interesting questions about the guy. A world without wishes, a world of weapons. Sound like a perfect world to you? Well, I'll have to disagree. I, Smithy, will knock you all down! I like that. That's more of a Garland moment. And the music. Glorious music. It actually sounds like a Kingdom Hearts boss theme. But as always, we buff up first. This is always his first move. The Mega Hammer. For whatever reason, it's called Sludge in the localization. That is a name change that doesn't really make sense. But maybe the localizers thought it looked more like a pipe than a giant hammer. So you can also attack the smelter. I don't think there's any reason to do this. It will stop enemies from spawning if you get rid of it, but just attack Smithy. And that particular chord in the song, beautiful work. What shall we do here? I don't see any reason to try status effects. Let's just go full offense. I haven't been really using a lot of spells lately. I mean, I use them on occasion, but usually just to see what happens. Okay, so this is annoying. The enemies that get spawned, they have a really annoying attack called Sword Rain. Okay, never mind. It actually doesn't do that much. I thought that move was way stronger. It's a Forged Shiper. But, like I said, keep focusing on the big guy. I am going to need to heal at this point, though. Man, I have 5 Royal Syrups. I think I'm good to go. Although my damage is not as good as I was hoping. I think I forgot to buff somebody, maybe. No, I'm just missing the timing. That's the issue. The Star Gun has really weird timing for no reason. 1 in 3 chance this does nothing, and it did nothing. Also, the sound effects have this weird echo to them now. Listen closely and you might hear it. So like I said, it's probably not... Well, if you want to stop the enemies from spawning, you can. But as soon as the fight's done, that enemy goes away anyways. I suppose I could invest some magic points, or flower points, excuse me, to try hitting all of them just to see. If it doesn't take them out in one hit, I'm not going to bother. That move is weird. The animation has the thing just appear out of nowhere and then scroll off screen. Monster's FP is gone. What? That's literally the first time I've ever seen that message. But who was it talking about? It was probably talking about one of the shysters, or shipers, or whatever. Like, maybe he spammed Sword Rain too much, but I knew enemies could run out of flower points. That is a thing that can actually happen, but it's rare to see it because the enemy will be down by the time it happens, so that's another reason not to actually destroy them. Because I think if you... Like, it's weird. Your flower points are shared between your party members. I'm pressing it too soon. But it seems like the enemies have individual flower points. Milky Meteors? Really? Milky Meteors. What kind of a name is that? Oh, I get it. Milky Way, right? No thanks. I'm whiffing the timing on all of my moves. Seriously, switching it to Meteor Swarm in the localization, good idea. Because if you call it Milky, that just sounds really weird. Alright, I think I've got the timing on that now. Milky Meteors. Just no. Oh, that was lucky. Mario's on 1 health. Alright, time to get everyone back up to full HP. So this fight is not going well for him, it seems. Also, I had no idea they were still making those arrows. And again, the jab in there, that's the enemy I was talking about. That color palette goes completely unused otherwise. Also, these enemies are colored. But I suppose... yeah, they were getting painted in the factory, I suppose. Yeah, I think you're agitating him further, guys. So he accidentally knocks down the platform. And we fall down, down, down. Not unlike the Bowser fight at the start. Go figure. And now we're in this really freaky red zone. And there's all these heads everywhere, but watch what happens to Smithy. He is a machine, so... oh yes, get ready for some, you might want to, I guess, close your eyes for some of the special effects. Anyways, look at his head. There are dozens upon dozens of heads all throughout this red area that we're in. Has King Smithy been mass-produced? Like, it's freaky to think about the fact that he might be mass-producing himself and using those to invade all kinds of other worlds. That's basically the most interesting thing about him. I also think it's interesting that we have a smith fighting against a plumber. Like, Battle of the Blue Collar. Right, so I know all of his weaknesses, of course. You can also attack the body. The body is also something you can hit. It will stop it from moving, but there's no real reason to do that. Just attack the head. Now, he goes through several forms. This tank form is vulnerable to electric attacks, so if you brought Malo and don't have the dive shell equipped, that is your best bet. I'm not sure if you need to reuse the Geno Wave to buff up again, but I'm going to do it anyways. Way off on that timing. Also, he fires bullet bills, which is weird because if he's not from Mario's world, how would he know what a bullet bill is? So, yeah, let's give Thunderclap a try just to see. I mean, her magic is severely weakened, but maybe... okay, that's decent. That's better than having Peach do nothing for her turn. Bonsai! It's a Bonsai Bill! One-hit knockout. Okay, so that's actually bad. I don't have any... I guess the dive shell does not guard against instant death, but the safety ring probably does. No, wait, actually, that's the safety badge. There's a separate item. Alright, he's changed forms. Now he is, well, that looks like a very stereotypical witch head. A really weird witch head. But this thing has ridiculously high magic attack power. However, it's very vulnerable in the defense department. 470! Oh, look, it's Darkstar. Right, this could actually be troublesome because he hasn't gone for any of the multi-hitting attacks, but you can see that I'm actually, like, out of flower points. So I need to use one of those royal syrups. But this is your chance to strike, for sure. 510! That is the most damage I have ever seen from a regular attack in this game. Ouchies, that really does hurt. I'm going to use Geno's turn to use the syrup. And we'll use Peach's turn to use comeback. I think the most dangerous thing about this fight is the length, honestly, because I'm pretty sure Smithy has 8,000 hit points. But we just took out like a good 2,000 from this form alone. Okay, this is getting just a teensy bit annoying. But he has changed form. He's changed to the witch form again. Okay. He knows this is my weakness. Also, anytime someone gets KO'd, I think they lose their Geno wave. Yeah, that's definitely the case. Maybe this hits Peach and does less damage? No, really? Wow. Okay. Well, I might be in just a little bit of trouble. Normally he would have, like, gone for a different form by now. I hope we see all of them. There's actually one Smithy form that maybe not everyone has seen because it's really uncommon for the fight to take that long. Spear Rain, another ridiculously strong attack. Okay, I'm gonna spend Geno's turn on a revive. Probably the right play. And group hug to get Geno back up there. And we really need to set up the Geno waves again. I've actually never seen him use rock rattling before. Alright, this is getting a little bit scary. Let's do it to Mario first. I actually want him to switch off of this form, even though in this form, he takes the most amount of damage. I have no idea how I survive these kinds of attacks. Mario's going to take a turn to revive. So I don't want Geno to lose another turn. Of course, he'll probably just KO me again. But this is probably his weakest move. Yeah, good. Okay, time to set this back up. And Peach, instead of Group Hug, is actually going to, when it gets to her turn, I'm actually going to have her use, I should still have one, right? Yeah, a Coca-Cola. That'll keep everybody topped off and also restore my flower points. Now we let him have it. Oh, Arrow Rain. He'll just rain you with all kinds of weapons. Okay, that had to be his weakest move. I mean, this is the final boss and the game doesn't save after you complete it, so go wild. Use whatever items you have. Okay, in this form, his defense is the highest, but I don't think the head has any real attacks. So unless we can punch through these defenses, which we can, kinda, you might want to try magic. So if this doesn't do a lot, I'm still bad at the timing. Alright. So I will top off Geno. I'm actually glad he switched off of the wizard form, or the witch form. Well, actually, King Smithy is male, right? Oh, this move. This is called Shredder in the localization, and it just canceled my Geno waves, so I have to set them back up again. Okay, switching to another form. Is it going to be it's the defense form again? Jeez. I guess there's no point in using Geno Wave against this form. There, that's the timing. You have to push the button before the gun comes out, rather than when it shoots. He heals too, not by much though. So I'm actually thankful for that. But seriously, just switch off to another form, please. For me. Like, already what he healed has been taken away again. That just had to be a one-shot, didn't it? But seriously, stopping the body, not really a huge help because the head is more threatening. Stop it! See, I just got rid of all of the damage that he healed off. Okay, thank goodness. Please pick a different form. The treasure box. The treasure box is good. The treasure box's gimmick is that it inflicts random status effects. And it is also pretty defensive. Scarecrow status. And also, this effect, pretty likely to cause blindness. So maybe he's actually attacking the player instead of Mario. But really, this isn't that much of a problem because only one party member is vulnerable to statuses in the first place. We're back to the tank. Actually, I need to heal that status. And also, I can use Geno Waves again. Should have realized that. Oh, seriously? That did just enough damage to knock him down. Alright then. So this is actually pretty challenging, come to think of it. I mean, I've beaten it thousands of times, so it's not like I'm gonna lose today. But you really do need to make sure you know what you're doing. Banzai! She gets one shot. You can't even block it either. There are some instant death moves that you can block. That's not one of them. Any moment now, I will be able to actually boost Mario. Yeah, here we go. Or did I boost him? Yeah, I boosted Geno. He got knocked down anyway, so this is fine. Dive Shell's being mean to me again. And there we go. Which form to finish the fight? No. Still, 300 damage when the dive shell feels like it. Okay, I think I'm in the clear now. Also, I blocked that? Wow. Silence. Ah, silence doesn't do anything. Defense form. Well, I guess I'll heal. What if jumping did more consistent damage, especially now that he's used Tear Off? What if this does more consistent damage? I want to see. Okay, he's immune to it. I totally understand that. It's still so funny that jump is an element in this game. But seriously, this form really doesn't advance the game state in any way. He's just stalling for time. Another healing for Geno. At least this keeps her doing something. I always feel so bad when I spend a turn doing nothing. But with the dive shell reducing her attack and healing powers, sometimes it's difficult to find something for her to actually do. Witch form, come on. No, defense again! We're gonna be here a while. Nobody said this fight goes by quickly. I'm almost tempted to use the revive drinks simply because they won't take as long with their animations. $30, come on. You guys can do better than that. That's better. Please keep it that way. The tank is fine. Let's see if this does anything. Yeah, that's decent damage. I'll take anything at this point. Okay, that's just plain illegal. What he did just now, that's illegal. You made 2 moves in a row, you lose. I'm gonna need the royal syrup at this point. You know what? On this turn, I have to go royal syrup. And he does the tank form again. I distinctly remember these being a fixed cycle, but he's just choosing them at semi-random, it seems. This is a real test of endurance, I gotta say. A lot of damage even against the dive shell. He got a lot of enemies with 8,000 health. Down he goes again. Oh, okay. Oh, right, he was boosted. I wonder if this would boost the amount healed. That's actually worth looking at. It's going for Mario? Okay, that's better than going for Peach, I guess. Still, having to use 2 royal syrups, it speaks to the length of this fight, I guess. Should have given Mario just a little bit of extra defense. I don't really know if there are any better pieces of equipment I could have gotten. Stop doing that. Oh, you missed. Okay, cool. You're allowed to miss. That'll make this a little safer. There, he's down. don't feel too bad. You only got me to use 2 royal syrups. I still had like 3 to go. Had a bunch of revived drinks. And this wasn't as down to the wire as I'm making it out to be. So everything explodes, and now it's all gray. So I think it's safe to say that Smithy's factory has been put to bed for good. We finally get the final gold star. This room actually looks different in the remake. There's not as many heads everywhere, which I think was not a good choice. I like the idea of Smithy himself being mass-produced. Like, it adds to the mystique of the character. But there we go. We got the second... second? This is not the second star. It's the 7th star. I got my S words confused. Oh, we're looking at another hour-long video, but we got them all! And when you get the last star, they all start blinking. Oh, it's back to normal that quickly? You don't need to do any repair work, you don't need hammers or anything. But yes, as you can probably guess, now that his mission has been accomplished, no real reason for Gino to stick around anymore. He needs to go and fix his Star Road. Also, he left his Star Roast in the oven. Ha! Had to make a joke like that. He does, of course, leave the doll behind. Also, unique Mario sprite. This isn't used anywhere else in the game. Fun trivia. My headcanon, this is one of the star spirits from Paper Mario. The one that gives you that nice star rain attack. It's fun to think of it that way, but Gino is never mentioned in any other Mario game, not even in Paper Mario. I mean, they can't do that because copyright, but it's kind of a shame. Cool character. Wait a minute, you are going to, like, transport us out of the castle, right, Gino? You're not going to leave us to, like, rot in that weird world we found? No, I'm just kidding. Of course we get transported out. Also, Malo's holding the Gino doll. And the sword disintegrates, so Bowser can finally go home. Though he probably doesn't appreciate the sun coming up. So that is Super Mario RPG. There's going to be some scenes before the credits roll, showing us where is everybody now, basically. Malo goes home and will be crowned king one day. Nice little, what is that behind them? A throne? Or just like a decoration? I don't know why I'm getting weirded out by random objects. Bowser's rebuilding the castle, and somebody has stolen the clown car. It's a random Shy Guy. Are those guys even technically part of Bowser's army? Johnny Jonathan Jones is apparently still pirating. What is he pirating? Video games, apparently. Oh yeah, Yoshi. We never saw Yoshi at all. Also, that couple from the wedding chapel, they go here for their honeymoon. I don't know why you'd want to go to Yoshi's Island for a honeymoon. I guess it must be a nice place. Yoshis are friendly. Also, this guy, a composer, he's doing his thing. You know, I can't really remember if there are any ways in which these scenes change depending on your actions throughout the game. Oh, here's Valentina and Dodo. Dodo's doing the wedding between Valentina and Booster just runs. Oh, in the remake, you definitely get some changes to the scenes here, depending on what you do, or certain actions. Well, that's the end. Why is Yoshi in this scene? We didn't see him in this playthrough at all. And now we cut to the end credits, in which a parade, led by Luigi of all people, that's his only appearance in this game. So, not much for me to say. But yeah, that's Super Mario RPG. As you can see, this game is charming. If you watch this entire playthrough, you know precisely why people love this game. It's charming. Gameplay is fairly basic, but innovative in that this game pretty much invented timed hits. So that was a great way to keep the player engaged in the battles, even though they were turn-based. And it wasn't until Final Fantasy VII that people really started appreciating turn-based RPGs. Like, this game, I don't want to say it sold terribly because, of course it didn't. It sold really great. It was a great game. Born from the most strangest idea. It had to have sounded strange back then. A Mario RPG. But it worked. It worked beautifully. And although the game didn't sell like crazy, was still good enough to warrant Nintendo looking into future Mario RPGs, because of course we have the whole Paper Mario series. But Intelligent Systems, the Fire Emblem people, worked on Paper Mario instead of Square, because Square was busy doing PlayStation stuff. Oh, you know, like a modest little game called Final Fantasy VII. Nothing special. They were just busy going crazy with that game. But yeah, if you haven't played this game yourself, the best way to play it is probably the remake. I would say the remake surpasses the original because it looks fantastic. The music is even better than the original for the most part. There are some tracks that I prefer the original. The remake looks great. Oh, and here she is, by the way, Yoko Shimomura. One of the greatest video game composers. I'm going to say that straight up. And the remake introduces a lot of quality of life. There were actually, like, some features of the remake that I really wanted while I was playing this, because, like, there were definitely moments where I wish I could swap in certain characters in order to use one of their moves and then swap them out. Like, I wanted to, like, bring Mallow in just to view the enemy HP. Like, the characters are actually not the best balance in the world, because Mallow falls off eventually, Bowser falls off eventually, but I'm speaking in a context where you have to commit to using a character for the entire battle if you bring them into the party. In the remake, you can swap them out far more often, which is great because status effects and elemental attacks, they're spread out throughout the party members. Like, only Mario has a fire move, unless Peach has a fire move, and only Mallow has an electric move or an ice move, at least, if you play normally. I had the glitch, of course. Oh, and hey, apparently we've been borrowing floats from Kingdom Hearts 3. Now, curiously, in the remake, they keep this credit sequence 2D up until this point in the remake. Now it's 3D, and it looks even more gorgeous. Ah, yes, and I should talk about the translation. It was definitely worth the playthrough of this patch to see how some of the lines were changed from the localization, or in the localization, rather. And as I mentioned, in the remake, they go for a kind of mix between the two scripts. Sometimes they go back to the original Japanese script when they feel it's a better idea than the official localization, and sometimes they stick to the official localization because they like that change better. Like, I really missed the line about the bazooka way back at the beginning of the game. Also, you can probably see the Disney inspiration. Because, like, this is almost like a Kingdom Hearts game way before Kingdom Hearts, if you want to think about it, considering how much Mario games are inspired by Disney movies. But then again, a lot of people were inspired by movies back then, and still continue to be. Also, I'm pretty sure you get fireworks over the castle. So yeah, definitely not Disney. I'm curious if there's going to be... Okay, there's fireworks. You can actually do something with these fireworks, like just as a special little Easter egg, but I will talk about that in the next video, because this is not the end for me. There's still going to be one video where I go over some of the optional bosses in this game, because there are still some bosses left that we haven't seen. I have not yet fought all of the Jackie rematches. And I suppose there's also one more boss that I could look at. Quote-unquote boss. You'll see what I mean, probably. But for now, that's the end of the Super Mario RPG retranslated playthrough. Thank you all for watching. There's still going to be a couple more videos. Well, one more video at least. I don't know if there's going to be more than one. But I would probably want to stop the playthrough from having 13 videos in it. You know what I mean? But that's the end, ladies and gentlemen. And if you hang around on the screen for long enough, wait for it. Is it gonna go or no? Oh, there it is. It's the original Mario theme on a music box. I don't know why they do that, but... that's that. I'll see you guys in the next video, and thank you all for watching, and have a good evening. Later, everyone.